Before we write a single line of Solana code, we need to get your machine set up properly. So let's go over what we'll be installing. First, Rust. Solana programs are written in Rust, so we need the Rust compiler and cargo, which is Rust package manager. If you've never written with Rust before, don't worry. We'll cover everything you need to know, but the toolchain needs to be there. Second is the Solana CLI. This is your command line interface for interacting with Solana networks. You'll use it to create wallets, deploy programs, check balances, airdrop yourself DevNet Sol, and a lot more. It's essential. Third is Anchor. Anchor is a framework that makes Solana development significantly easier. It handles a lot of the boilerplate and security checks that you'd otherwise have to write manually. Most production Solana programs today are built with Anchor, and it's what we'll be using throughout this bootcamp. And fourth is Surfpool. This is a local test validator that's extremely fast. Instead of waiting for transactions to confirm on DevNet, you can test locally and get instant feedback on your code. It's a huge productivity boost when you are iterating quickly. Now, I'll be showing this on a Mac, but I'll include instructions for other operating systems. The process is pretty similar across platforms. Now, let's get started. So we're gonna go straight to the Solana docs, so solana.com/docs, and there's going to be an installation section. And this is going to go over everything you need to set up your environment. And it's pretty simple because everything's been wrapped into this curl command to install all the dependencies that you need. So this is going to cover Rust, the Solana CLI, Anchor CLI, Surfpool, Node.js, and Yarn. One thing to note, though, is if you are running Windows or Linux, there are prereqs that you're going to have to meet before actually running this curl command in your terminal. I am running a Mac, so I can't show you how to do it, but if you just go to the documentation, everything is very explicitly stated here for you to follow along. And once that's all set up, then we can get to our install. So here we're just going to very simply copy this command and we're going to paste it into our terminal. And we'll let this run. It's going to take some time to run, but what it's going to do is it's going to make sure all of the dependencies are installed on your machine. And once they are, then it's going to move on to the next one. If you already have things installed, it won't reinstall it. So you can see mine ran pretty fast just because I already did have everything installed on my machine. And then it's also going to check versions for you. And then once it's all installed, you'll see that it says installation complete. Please restart your terminal to apply all changes. So I'm just going to close this out and then we're going to reopen the terminal. I'll zoom in a bit for you there. And then all we're going to do is check to make sure everything was installed correctly. So that command is also explained here in the docs, and all it is checking the version of each dependency that was installed on your computer. So we're just going to copy that and paste it into our terminal. And you can see I have Rust, Solana CLI, Anchor CLI, and Surfpool all installed, so we're all good to go there. Now that that's set up, if you're curious to dive deeper into each of these CLIs and all the basics that go along with it, there are docs for each of them. So you can go into these pages here and just take a look and figure everything out on how you can use these CLIs. These will be used throughout the rest of the bootcamp, so you don't have to read through this documentation. You can follow along with the rest of our courses. But if you're curious now, take a look. And then we're just going to go over a few more basics for getting your computer ready so then you can follow along for the rest of our projects. So the next thing I'm going to look at is setting up your local wallet on your computer. So if I go to terminal, if I type in Solana address, it's using the CLI to check what wallet is connected as your local key pair on your machine. So I'm going to type this in and you can see I have no signer found right now. Most of the time, it's going to show that unless you've already set it up. So if you're just installing for the first time, this is the output that you're going to get. And you're going to be able to run Solana keygen new. And what this is, so the command actually tells you what to run, which makes it easy. But what this is doing is it's generating a new key pair and storing that on your machine. Now that that's created, you're going to have your seed phrase displayed on the screen. Mine's going to be blurred out so you can't see it, but make sure you save that. It's going to be how you're going to access your wallet in the future. And then you're going to be able to see what that wallet address is. So here, this is your public key that's returned. If I type in Solana address now, it should return the same public key. So you can see that these match up, and that is my local key pair on my machine. So now if I'm going to want to test anything out locally, it's going to use this wallet. And for me to be able to test, I'm going to need some DevNet Sol on my wallet. So how are we going to get that? Well, there is a faucet. So I can take this address and we're going to go to the Solana DevNet faucet and we're just going to paste that in, choose an amount, and confirm the airdrop. And this does require you to connect your GitHub. I don't want to connect mine currently, just because that'll have all of my login, but we'll go back. There is another method that you can use. This is going to have a rate limit on it, so it's a lot more efficient to use the faucet. But if you go straight into the Solana CLI and you type in Solana airdrop, and I just type in 2, it's going to request 2 Sol to my wallet. And you can see that this rate limit was reached because I'm using Wi-Fi that a lot of other people are using right now and probably already requested some Sol. So I'm going to just go to another browser where my GitHub is actually logged in. So 1 second. I'm going to open that. And we're going to go to the DevNet faucet. So I'll connect my GitHub here, and then I'll paste in the wallet address, and then we're going to choose an amount, and we'll confirm the airdrop. So we'll verify that. And you can see the airdrop was successful. So now we have funds on our wallet, and we're going to be able to use it for testing purposes. Now we can confirm that this actually happened by using the Explorer. So the Explorer is Solana's block explorer. And what this does is it shows you recent transactions, token account, mint account, wallet accounts, just activity that happens on chain. And it's also going to connect to different clusters. So here you can see we're connected to mainnet beta, which is Solana's mainnet. It's where all of the actual real traffic happens. There's other clusters. So you have LocalNet when you're running a validator locally on your machine. There's testnet where mainly the network team works on testing things. And then DevNet, which is where you'll be testing things for just when you're building. So here you can see I airdropped DevNet Sol to my wallet. So we're going to check that. If I paste in my wallet address here, and I'm now connected to DevNet, we'll click over, and you can see my balance on my wallet is now 5 Sol because I just requested 5 Sol from the airdrop. So that's an overview of pretty much all the basics you need to be set up on your computer. We went over installing all of the dependencies on your machine, how to set up your wallet locally in your terminal, how to request funds to your wallet, and then how to use the Solana Block Explorer. So now you're all good to go. You have your machine set up to start working through the tutorials in the bootcamp.